Hey everyone, it's Aislinn here. So, we're almost the end of July. I realized I did not film my June wrap up. So this is going to be kind of a June-July wrap up. June was mostly a manga month. I just really felt like reading manga. So I did. But you know what? I'm just going to get into the physical books I finished here, and I'm checking my list. So, I shouldn't say they're all physical. One's an ebook. But, so yeah, I finished, this is in no particular order, Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. I'll put a picture up here somewhere. It was a pretty good kind of gothic story. Overall, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so there was a little bit of romance, but it wasn't really in your face, and I think it's a standalone. I couldn't find anything on Goodreads that said there was another one coming out. It definitely ended at a really good point, so yeah, happy with that one. I might not have insights on all of these because I don't remember some of these. Then Lore, I finished Lore. I really enjoyed this one. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. But Lore herself and just the whole world building that goes along with it, with like the, you know, gods and all of the, like the gladiator type combat, the, you know, hunter type combat, like it was really good. If that is Alexandra Bracken's usual writing, I will definitely be reading more from her because I really enjoyed that one. Then let's see. So I read the first 10 volumes again of Black Butler, mostly because I got behind in the manga and I want to pick it up and read it, but I think initially I had stopped reading it at like volume 20 or something like that. And when I went to go pick it back up from where I left off, I don't remember anything about it because it's been a couple of years. So I went back and I reread the first 10 volumes. I have these electronically, so I don't, again, I'll put a picture up. Probably not of all the volumes, but of at least the first one. And basically fell in love with the story again. So I'm going to continue on with that as I, you know, pick up the volumes. And in between reading other things. I like to read graphic novels or mangas, usually at night, because they're short, quick reads. Usually for me, I can do them in like an hour or two. So yeah, and then on the manga front, I picked up, and these ones I do have physically, Spy Family. I had heard about this, started watching the anime, fell absolutely in love with the anime. This is such a cute little found family story, but it's got some pretty serious undertones. And just, in a couple cases, just flat out, like, holy shit. But, after seeing that, I was like, okay, well, you know what? I always hear the mangas better. My bookstore had them, so I picked them up, started reading them. I could not put these down. I think there are 7. Yeah, I have 7 volumes of the manga, which is what is out right now. I think the next volume is September, I want to say. I could not put these down. Once I started the first one, I just read them completely through back to back. I didn't sleep until they were done, which was kind of funny because, like I said, I read these at night. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe that's getting me on the bandwagon. I'm not sure, but yeah, highly recommend. Like I said, it's very touching. It's very adorable. Anya, who's the little girl in the family, is just probably the only fictional child in anything that I have seen that is not stupid or a complete douchebag or spoiled little shit. She is adorable, and just the shenanigans that she causes, yeah, I could gush about this forever. So I'll be picking up the other volumes as they come out. But I have everything out right now and highly recommend it. As far as how it compares to the anime, pretty dang good actually. They've matched them up like really, really good. So my mom fell in love with the anime too, so that's kind of like our Saturday thing is, we watch the next episode weekly, and she's not usually a cartoon or anime watcher. She likes TV shows, live action, usually dramas, medical dramas, but she fell in love with that one. Like, she fell in love with One Piece too, but I'm not collecting the One Piece manga because, I'll read it if I can get it electronically, but I'm not going to collect the physical, because that's a lot. But, yeah, so I don't want to gush on too long. Let's just keep moving along. So that was it for June. What I have read so far in July was... Oh, no, actually, I'm gonna lie. I read Starsight in June too. I have Cytonic. I just have to pick it back up. I do want to read it. I've been lazy and not picked it up. It's on my bookshelf. But yeah, so there's another June. So far in July, I read Black Witch. This was not at all what I expected. I had heard a lot of people comparing this to Harry Potter, saying it was a big ripoff, giving it a lot of hate because of, some of the drama that goes around Harry Potter's author. We're not going to get into that, but, if you've been around the internet, you know what I'm talking about. This did have, in the very beginning, a Harry Potter-ish feel, with the chosen one, magical school, thing, but it very quickly became its own story. And if you're going to compare it to Harry Potter, this would be like Harry Potter if the Slytherins were the main characters. Like, this is deliciously dark, very, very realistic sort of world, and watching the characters, start off with all these prejudices and assumptions based on their races and things like that, and watching them learn how very wrong they are, and start to question, the beliefs they've been raised with. I am very excited to continue on with this series. After I finished it, I went out and I purchased the last three. Well, 3 that are out. I do believe there is another one coming out next year, but I'm not sure if it follows the same cast or not, but there's 3 more left to this cast for sure that's out. So I've picked that up, and I will be picking it up at some point, probably fairly soon, just because it blew my expectations out of the water. I went in with like 0 expectations. I was expecting a knockoff. I was expecting, it to just be crappy, and it wasn't. It was completely opposite. So yeah, recommend that one. Then I finished Among the Beasts and Briars. This is a standalone, and it was just cute. The romance in it was absolutely adorable. My favorite character has to be Fox, the main male lead. His sarcasm and how well he played off the other characters was just, it was great. It had a nice, satisfying ending, kind of open, could go on to a sequel, but really did kind of wrap it up. Then I read, I'll put a picture up here because I've misplaced my hardcover somewhere in the house. Down Comes the Night. I struggled with this one so bad. I almost DNF'd it a few times. The main character for like the beginning half of the book, just, you want to throw the book at the wall and say, use your brain, you're a moron. She's just so whiny and entitled, and it just, that's at least how she rubbed me the wrong way. I will give it points for bisexual representation because both main characters are bisexual, which is kind of cool. But yeah, then about halfway through the book, got really good. Not enough to save it, enough that I didn't DNF it, but not enough that I was going to give it anything more than about 2.5 stars. And then it just, near the end of the book, it kind of fell back into where it was at the beginning of the book. And I mean, it ended okay. Like it it's very much as a gothic book, has a gothic feel, but I think there's a lot of bullshit that happened in the book that just with some simple rewrites, it could have gone from mediacore to decent. And that's just how I felt about it. It was just very mediacore. On the opposite hand, Echoes and Empires. Again, I'll put a picture up because I don't know where my hardcover cover is. I think it's somewhere in my bedroom. That was like the complete opposite. I loved this book. The magic system is amazing. The two main characters are, they click together. They click with all the side characters. The cast in general just comes around, makes this world feel very fleshed out. They're not annoying. And I bring that up because the main female character in Down Comes the Night, which I don't even remember her name, tells you what kind of impact it left, and the main female character in Echoes and Empires, they got very similar personalities to start off with, where they're these entitled, sort of spoiled brats, but how they grow and how they change and the world building around them, and two very different ways. What worked for one did not work for the other. So yeah, that was a thing. And who is Echoes and Empires? Jocelyn. Jocelyn is the main character, female character in Echoes and Empires. And so it just goes to show you can have two characters with the same traits, or at least the same beginning traits, but then depending on how the author can weave the story around them, you can end up with one that just makes you cringe and just roll your eyes and be like, you are making every stupid decision in the book, just for sake of plot and unnecessary drama, to one that is, making smart decisions, trying to better herself, trying to understand the world around her through side characters and the other main characters, and just completely brings a whole other fleshing out of the story. So that got off a little rambly, but that I had to bring that up because they are two books that start off very similarly, and then just because of how they're written, they go off the other way. Then I read Lords of Pain and Lords of Wrath. This is part of the Royals of Forsyth books. These are adult, dark erotica books. I'm bringing that up because 18 plus, don't go looking for those if you're not 18 plus. They are stupid and inconvenient. They are just, what can I say? Not that I expect much from those kinds of books going into them. It definitely had more of a plot than I thought it would, but they're very simple. There is one more, and I'll probably read it at some point. As far as their particular genre goes, recommended, watch your trigger warnings. Please don't go into any, especially adult books, without watching your trigger warnings, because Not all of them are for everybody, I will tell you that. So that is it for what I finished in July. So far, I have like about a week left. We have a long weekend coming up with a holiday. I think I can probably get 1 or 2 more books finished by the end. The books I'd like to try and focus on from my initial TBR that I haven't got to are The Frozen Crown and This Woven Kingdom. I haven't got to yet either Witch Haven or Scythe either. I'll get to them if I can, but we don't have that many days left. So I'm going to go with, these 2. Try and get them done by the end of the week. All right, I think that's it. I have to go and get myself back to work, and I will see you all later.